Hello everyone and welcome back to Twin Peaks. So last time we built the bridge for Hong Kong. Hong Kong Bay Bridge we could call it, I guess. Hong Kong Bridge is what I'm affectionately calling it. Because it's very similar to a very famous bridge you probably already know. Anyway, so without further ado, well, let's get cracking on with what's going on here. So, in this episode, I'd really like to get some sort of train system going on, but I'm not too sure what we are going to do because it really depends what we can do around here as to whether we could maybe go into a tunnel, come up here, and then go into another tunnel to come through. I know that over here we'd probably be doing a train station up here in this corner to stay away from the emissions areas that we want to avoid, and then coming down past here through this side of Kawasaki and then up past this side of Delhi. So we at least know what we're going to be doing in that regards. It's just a case of we've got to build it up and put it in. The tricky thing with these early days of building in a trains sort of solution is basically as the game's playing, you're losing money constantly because effectively the train stations, all of the track, all of the stops and everything costs you money. So what we want to try and do is avoid that downtime where we're not making money from it for as long as possible, or for as short as possible, sorry. So what we really want to try and do is get everything ready for that. So I'm thinking we would build a train station up here. It would be around here somewhere. I don't know how long it would be. 160 meters is fine as far as I'm concerned. It's quite useful actually where it goes into quite a big hill because we can use that as where the tunnel will go. We can also do a tunnel underneath this building, can't we? Wherever we want to put it, it'll be fine. Yeah, good. So that's all good. We don't have to worry about, because with I think it's with the oil wells you can't go underneath them sometimes, probably because they're meant to be drilling. So what would also be nice is while we've got this set up, or while we're setting this up, is to put a harbour here for connections to other cities throughout the map. So one thing I will do, because we are going through time very quickly and I don't want to go through time too quickly, is put the time down to a quarter speed. What I'm thinking is to begin with, if we get so if we move this up to this corner, that should help. So how many does it need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay. Whereabouts are we going to build the train station? Probably like around here, I would say. Would probably be where we'd put it. So if we put a 9 with electric, so it's quite a big cost for us to put in. Where should we place it? Maybe even over here if we can. far into the bridge, which is a little bit annoying. So we need 9. Let's just double check that we can fit those. So that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh wow, yeah, we can fit 9. Let's just double check that's right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So we've got 9 terminals here. Yep. 9 terminals here. So the only other thing that I could think that we might need one more terminal for would be if we did a bus route down to the harbour, separate to the bus route that goes through the city, which may well be a thing that we want to think about. So first off, where does this bus line go? Does it cover everywhere? Is that covering up there? Yes, good. Some of these areas over here are not getting covered, so we would want to address that when we replace what's currently there. So we would probably want a stop here that we'd put in. One thing that we're going to do is so if we put electric tram lines in, then that's just preparation for when we finally get tram lines going. So if we did a road underneath here, so if we did something like this turns into here, too much curvature. So we want to sort of link it underneath. We do not want it to link in through there, through the bridge. So we want it to go underneath and link it on this side. Let's just double check that this has enough space to, yep, expand out. That's good. So I'm going to play the game because we need to make money. What should we do about this connection through here? So I'm kind of thinking maybe we could connect in this way, and that would allow us more space here to avoid, or we could just do train lines over the top. I was thinking maybe we could replace it, and then it wouldn't affect the train station, but that's so. Never mind with that. My mind's going a million miles an hour, it seems. So we need to put this on number 2. We'll go up here. So let's replace these. If we put it onto number 7, and it's nice that it's using this route through, it's not going through the main city. Changsha to Delhi. So did I just removed the wrong one? 8. It may well be that we need to put 4 connections going out this way from this one, so I'll just remove whichever ones we don't need. If we remove that one, put that one on number 9. So this is going in and out this way. Ah, because it's going to darker, it's going that way. Is that right? Which way is that line going? Yeah, it's going straight out that way. Okay, maybe we could work with that. I would have thought it would go over the bridge and go this way. Probably because this would be a faster route technically. Okay. We can work with that. Right, so Changsha to Hong Kong. So if we went with number 4, and number 5, or number 3 even. There we go. So if we just test this, a passenger train station here will be able to reach there, which is good. That's exactly what we need. So if we put in Kawasaki's one, put it onto number 9. Just slowly moving them out from here up to here. Changsha to Medan. Which way is it going to go? Changsha to Medan goes off in this direction, so if we did Changsha to Medan on number 2, something like that. That goes straight through Hong Kong over to Medan. And then final one, Changsha to Nagao. Number 1. There we go. So remove it. Now the bus route maybe between 3 and 4 we put it, so it goes up this way and comes back down. Maybe we move number 4 further out, so it's over here maybe. This one's got quite a lot of over here, so yeah, maybe number 4 comes over here. And that way it should go straight past it. So we're going to replace number 4 with this one. We're going to get rid of number 4. And then from 8th Street, they come through here. And then make their way down. What is this station? It looks like all the roads have just converged here, so we should really move this one, I think. Same with this one. If we spread them out further away, then it should cover more area. Maybe move it to this one here. So number 6 would change from there to there. There we go. And then yes, we would need to put in number 8 here. Cool. We've already popped that in, haven't we? Yes, good. Cool. This is going quite well. I think we're going to upgrade it to trams while we're here. But for the time being, let's just make sure that we put in the differences here. So number 5, well, actually, from number 3, they'll go here, here, then here. We can get rid of number 7, 8, and oh, which one did we get rid of? Got rid of the wrong one. The wrong one. So we need to get rid of number 7. Yeah, that's right. And then from number 1 it goes here. There we go. Good. Okay. So we need to get rid of that final one down here. So number 1 goes, and then we can delete this. Delete that stuff out, and then let the city just grow organically. That should be better. So what we do need to do is upgrade these roads to be electric. So if we upgrade them along the route that they take. Is that like a bridge? No? Alright, so that should be an entire tram route through now. Let's get rid of these old stops, because they're no longer needed now. There we go. So, if I were to put a tram depot anywhere, I'd imagine maybe around here somewhere. Could pop it here maybe. Mind you, then again, that may get in the way of the trains. We could pop it here. We just have to then what trams can we get? So we've got 2 available. One that goes 25 mile an hour. What buses do we currently have on here? So we have the ZIZ 155, which has 25 and goes 37 miles an hour. So it's actually slower, but carries a lot more people. Either way, I think one should cover it for each of these lines. So we'll put one on the counterclockwise line and one on the clockwise line. And this is where it all falls apart and it says, oh no, I can't do this because we don't have electric route here or something. No? It's alright. What's happened here? It looks like... I mean, first off, this is kind of a bad spot for a stop, to be honest with you, because it's right on the main route through. Or one of the main roads through. So it may be worth us, number one, removing this route, even though it's extremely busy. That's probably because this route is also on it. So number 8 should actually be there. Hopefully that will even out a bit. You never know. So if we were going to upgrade the roads through, I'd say maybe this route through is quite main as well. So we've got that one down there, this one up here, this one here, which overlaps here, so we can just get rid of these, which is probably for the best, really. So number 1 is now Prince Road. Number 8. There we go. So if we keep this on keep, construct, right, so that's a main route through now. Maybe we upgrade this route through just so then it's... Nah, I think leave it as it is. Might even be better off putting the line to come down here. Keep it off this main route through. Nope, still going through this way. Okay, what if we removed these roads up to here? There we go, remove the tram routes and then it has to go the way we've got it going. Just keep it as it is. This one's probably going to be a very busy one. see how it goes, because that's the main one for the residential area at the moment. Or it might just have all the people that were here move up to it, with moving everything over. That makes sense, actually. So do we have anything that's coming through? Yes, we do. So we've got Shangsha to Delhi. From here, I would like you to go down this way and back this way, please. And then also, I think Kawasaki to Shangsha. There we go. I was wondering actually, can you have waypoints for individual lanes? No, you can't. Okay. Right. Emission-wise, this is in the best spot for avoiding too many emissions for Ankara. This will need to move down here. Maybe we could do it on this corner away from the city a little bit, but then again the residential zone's coming over this way. Perhaps it would need to be over on this side, sort of down in this bit, in this section, and then the train line can go up this way, perhaps. And in fact, if we did that, then this route through could be improved to then take this down here. How are those trams doing? We need to remove the buses off of this route. I'm going to colour them the colour of the line. Because why not? So how's Shangsha doing with goods? The bricks and the goods are actually quite low. To remove this from here. This one's fine up here. I'm thinking do a straight road out. That then links into this one. And then that can connect in. that should avoid emissions from the residential area a little bit more. For Delhi, probably be putting the train station here. And that would link down to here. We'd have to work out where we want to go around this farm, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. So if we're moving Dhaka, how many does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. So again, it's another 9. I think it would need to be split out. I mean, if we're putting in a train line, do we technically need these connections between the different cities? I think it may be beneficial to keep them for a little while. That's a very good point. I don't know whether we will actually need these bus routes going forward. I guess the only issue with the train line is that it's going to be one set route. So if someone from Changsha wanted to go to Delhi on the train route, they'd have to go through through Ankara, through Kawasaki to Delhi. Whereas if they were taking the bus, they could go straight from Changsha to Delhi. So swings and roundabouts, I think keeping them will probably be for the best for the time being. If we place this down here, we probably want it to be able to be upgraded again. We really want to avoid these residential buildings popping up in over here, just because we want to avoid the emissions getting to them. So if we can keep them over on this side, that's probably the best thing to do. So if we say that's the residential quarter, and then if we're putting this in here, it actually links in quite easily with what we've already got. Most of them will want to go on this side though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. If we put an exit here, that should help. An entrance here as well. So clockwise. So after number 3, we want to go here. There we go. We will probably be moving this or moving it further over this way. Just because this is going to continue down as the main road through, I think. So if we remove it from here, number 3 goes here, get rid of number 3. And number 6 needs to be removed, so that should go to number 7. So if we get rid of number 6, put it onto number 2, then we can get rid of these old stations. That's not what I intended to do. Whoops. Right. So we're going to have this road come down here. There we go. So we will want to remove these from up here. And then we will want to put in these down here. So Kawasaki transfer now comes down to here. So it would only be Delhi and Ankara going in this side, I think. So if we put this on number 5, yeah. I think the train station would go over here. That should be covered by this one. This is Ankara. Interesting that it goes to number 3 first. I would say number 8 would probably be the best one. It's a bit annoying that it has to go straight through the city, but that's just the way it is. Delhi. So Delhi goes straight through to Delhi. Kawasaki to Dhaka. There we go, so it's coming down this way, which is what we want, to avoid the main part of the city and all the residential area. So put this one on number 3. This one on number 2. this one on number 1. Right, so that covers this area, this covers this area, this covers down here, this covers down here. Yeah, I think it's all pretty much covered. Centre's covered, so all we would have to do is, I mean, we can do a straight line through from here. Like so. There we go, there's a route for the trams. So now we can put in trams at Kawasaki. What's going on here? Why is it turning around? What's this line doing? Anyway, it'll probably change once we put these on here. So Kawasaki clockwise, Kawasaki counterclockwise. Get rid of these. And we can colour these the same colour as the line. There we go. If we made this the main route through as well, we have just spent 17 million, almost 18 million on all these upgrades, so we need to recoup our money a little bit. I think if we just let it run, it should be fine. So the only one that's going to go through here is Ankara, isn't it? Because, I mean, that's just the location of the city. There's not much we can do about that. Delhi goes through that way. Hong Kong goes up that way, which is good. I'm glad it doesn't sort of cut through. It's quite beneficial for it to go off that way, so why don't we upgrade the road? It's not going to make much difference upgrading this bit, but upgrade these roads through. Oh, excuse me. Bless me. I do apologise for anyone wearing headphones. Right, so we should have most of these moving over. Guessing they're going to different. Yep. Looks like they're going to different stops to make their way through the city. What I'd really like is for a road to come through here, connecting there, and then this one connecting. So if I made this go up straight, this come through, straight through from it, and that connecting there. This is a little bit. What we can do is do a small country road from here straight down to there, and then we can do a linking up road like that. So, we've now got Kawasaki's branch over here. I think we're almost ready to put in the train line. It's a bit crazy how busy these are. So, maybe worth putting some more trams on these lines. Where currently are they? Okay, good, they're down the other side of the map, so if we put them out here, they'll be spread out. Which is kind of exactly what I want. I don't want two trams to turn up at the same time. It's the same place. We can just do a connection in there. So. Well, actually, it looks like that may have done something for a few lines going up this way as well.
Huh?
Huh? Maybe not. Oh, we're getting a decent amount of money coming in. guessing this has just dropped off a bunch of oil. Yeah, that looks like it. And this needs more vehicles. Maybe even new vehicles? Can take 13. What are these? These are Ziz. Oh, they are Ziz. Okay. Let's put another 8 vehicles on that to push it up to 20. Okay. Could do with moving a lot more of this as well. It's making a lot of money. Charlo. Could do with. Are these scissors or are these bends? Way up there. So we upgrade them. We should be faster and also able to carry more stuff. Hopefully that should deal with the amount that's coming in. Can we just do a little road up here to connect it? Would that work? So if we had a road up here, something like this. Yeah. Too much slope. It may not be too much slope if we did it from here. Bridge pillar collision. A better connection, I would imagine, than up here, although they're going to be quite similar. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about that. Oh wow. I don't know whether we want the Madame fuel to go up this way. It's cool that this is a faster route, but that, if anything, tells me that we need to improve the route through here. Something like that. That's really cool how The city's naturally grown out around this little lake here. In this direction. Could even connect in this way. How are we doing with things? This has almost become the backbone of this island because everything's coming down this way. I don't know what I'm going to do with Dhaka. Dhaka's just a bit crazy. Right, so we're at about 13 million. How much is a train station going to cost? 300,000. It's probably going to be more because we're going to customize them so that they have middle lanes to pass through on. In fact, that wasn't high speed. Yeah, so it's more like 500,000. Probably 550 by the time we've got those extra lines in. So 550. It's going to cost us about 2.2 million to put in the train stations alone. Then the train track, if we're using high-speed rail, if that's one line is 441 for about that length. How far across this way? 204. Wait, what? Is that the same price? How is it the same price? Don't know. Don't know how that's the same price. That's a bit weird. So it's about 400, 800,000 there, 300,000 there. Not to mention that we'll be removing a bunch of old buildings here. 1.6 mil at least there. And then put in a road through. Oop. Up to here. Probably about 300,000 we're looking at. So probably about 5 million for the track, I would guesstimate. And then we have 14 million now. All we could really do is shore up what we've already got going on. How are these doing for finances? Bringing in a lot of money. This year it looks like it's going to be a down year, but It looks like when you've got a landing on the other side, it reduces how much the capacity can take. Because look, we've got the same thing down here effectively. 270. 230. How strange. I didn't realise that that did that. I mean, it could still use this site because it's not effectively doing anything. I guess we could put in a second stop. Well, we got 17 million, so why don't we just... So if we mess with the terminals a little bit, so that one goes to number 3? No. Number 3. And then this one goes to number 1. Wait, why is this one on number 4? Number 3. That's what we chose for it. So hopefully now that will use both sides of that. And more capacity. And that's all navigable water, is it? I might need to remove some of this. So, how's that looking now? A little bit better. Hopefully, that should mean that it won't exceed its capacity and be able to then take as much as this does. 304, and it's still growing, and it's not gone out of its capacity. Because I mean, how much does this have? 350, now it's out of. Whereas that was on 200 something. No, it was out of its capacity. It was too much for it. Cool. It may be worth putting some more boats on that line. What's the line like? So 200, a rate of 220 per station every 13 minutes. So this can do a maximum of 400. So maybe like another 2 boats. Would bump that up so that it's quicker and more capacity. It's annoying that you can't spread them out, but hey ho. Alright, so train wise, I'm thinking the train line would come through this way. We may have to remove some of the buildings that are here, which will be very expensive. We'll need to put in the train stations. So we would want it to be, I think 160 is fine. Right. Do we go for this? I reckon it would cost about 7 million just to put in the track and stations. We have 13.5 million going upwards, and we're going to make more money once these boats start to... where are they going? Darker north. Okay. once these start to come through. Look at that. That's got to be a higher capacity than it was before, because it's already started to come on this side. I don't know. We can but hope. Right, we're up to 17 million, so now's the time, I feel. I'm going to do a through station up here, just because I'm hoping that we'll be able to do a connection through over here, but it's a very tricky one to try and thread through. We would probably have to use a tunnel to get over here, and that's a bit annoying. I don't want it to be too tunnely, but that may just be how it has to be. So if we put this in here, so what I would like to do is put it in 4 tracks. So the middle 2 are pass-throughs, and then the outer 2 are the actual platforms for the stations. So that's the first station in. We'll place down the stations first and take it from there. Those are in. Those are connected to that. This is where we get it all in, and then we decide, you know what, I want to do something slightly differently. But maybe I should round this off, because it has to corner up to this way anyway. So having the slow bit be when they come into the station is probably beneficial. Right. So if we do track, 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 track. There we go. That's Kawasaki's station, and now it's just for Delhi's to be put in. If we did a straight line from something like this. Right. Alright, that's connected. Cool. Now we just have to thread them through what was already in the map. So we start with Kawasaki to Delhi. What can we do if we just pop that in like that? So if we connect in, these should be pretty simple. Something like that. If we make this a decent bridge through, what's the speed limit through it? 112. Doesn't actually say there. Oh, right, you have to click out of it, right? 112. Right. So this is going to be a bit tricky. I mean, for the line between here and here, maybe we'll want them to not diverge on this line. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Right, this is the tricky part. So it's a bit annoying because every time we've merged, it's been right after a train crossing. I'd rather there be a little bit of feed in line like this before it then merge like so. So there's a bit of a waiting queue. All right. We want this to come through here. So if we could avoid destroying the buildings here by going around. So if we get a refund for that. go. So what happens if we just connect these into there? Right, so that allows a lot of these buildings to stay, and we can build further buildings where we want them. And in fact, with the bridge going across here, we can still use this area for what we want. Maybe some boats or something like that down here without actually interfering with the train line. So actually, that's the train line in. I'm pretty surprised. That was relatively painless. So if we pop in some cross tracks here, it should allow us to oh, that's pretty cool. The corn's actually coming through the middle of the tracks. How weird. Right, so um, so if we did some depots here. In fact, hang on. We potentially want to expand this line through. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so now we have a line going either way. So if we connect that in there. Too much curvature. Okay. Move this further back, like so. Alright, so if we're going to do a line, let's start it over at Changsha. It come through here, and then back. And that goes back up to Changsha. We haven't put in the stops, so if we put in the stops, so if we swap these around, right. This will be where they merge. This would be where they diverge. What happens if we try and upgrade that? Yeah, it's got enough space. Good. Right. So that's the start of this line. What trains can we put on it? We have Russian class P36, goes up to 78 miles an hour. It's extreme, it's quite expensive, 1.5 mil per year. $78 miles an hour. This is 75. So if we add some to this, I mean 80 is quite a lot. We don't even really need, maybe 42, but it's going to cost 11 million. Oops. I keep knocking over a stool. Don't mean to. Have we put in the stops over here? So what's this one doing? Ooh, wait a second. Swap those around. Does that work then? Yeah. Good. Works all the way through. Cool. Wow, that's the first set of track in. That's pretty cool. I didn't expect it to be quite, I don't want to say as easy as that, but yeah, I was expecting it to be a little bit more tricky. So we just got to wait until we can get this train. We could probably do one. Ah, no, we can do one. And then if we call this line, so it would be the public transport line. So it's public transport. It's going via rail, and it is, what are we going to call it? It's an intercity route. We could just call it line 1, but that's a little bit, for lack of a better word, boring. I don't know. Let's call it intercity. Line 01, because I'm boring, and because I don't think that's how it's going to end. I think we're going to eventually get this to be a circular route, so we'll be completely changing the names, probably to circular something. So one big question I do have is whether we can do a tunnel under here. It's going to be quite a big tunnel, and I'm not too happy about it, but it's a lack of that. There's not much more that we can do for the connections through here. Where does this go? I wish you could sort of turn these off, where it just... cliff. Just go up to the cliff and that's it. It's definitely looking quite weird with the different roads through. Traffic lights, yes they are. There's so much traffic going through here. It's nuts. This is not good. I mean, all they need to do is give way. Like, I don't understand why they wouldn't give way to oncoming traffic. Okay, money-wise, these should be going up because we've got more boats doing the same trip. Right. Okay. I mean, that route's going to be very tricky between Changsha, Hong Kong, and Medan onto Dhaka. What we can do is improve the situation for Nagoya and Dhaka. So what we can do is move this depot further away from all the... it's a bit annoying, it's very residential. We almost want it down here. To fill up for a lot less time. That way, we shouldn't actually miss anything that comes from here. That should fill up and be worthwhile. If you have 5 trucks that do one trip that one truck could do if it was full, then it's pointless. So to reduce that. a train line through here is going to be quite tricky as well. Just trying to think about it now. What's going on with the hills? So it's fairly flat up here. But then it wants to come down this way, doesn't it? Right. That's going to be a bit tricky where it's going into a... Can we do it further over this way? I mean, the problem is the emissions. All of the buildings are down here at the flat bit. We could do it on this side, I suppose. I'd imagine that Nagoya would eventually grow out this way. And that should be relatively away from the main bulk of the residential area. We may have to try and prune. So, how many things go in which direction? You'll have two going this way, although Madame probably goes off that way, doesn't it? Where's Madame to Nagoya? Goes off this way. If we improve the road through here. There we go. I wonder whether that'll change things. Yes, it does. So if we did some lines that go off this way. So how many? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. At least go off that way. 1, 2, 3 go off that way. So 1, 2, 3 go off that way. 1, 2, 3, 4 go off this way. That should be 9, 4, 5. Yeah. So let's just hook these up. I think what we'll have to do is do a road going round and avoid it. Up here. Connect in like this. Alright, so that way is a bit of a better way through. Although it doesn't look like the other lines really recognize that, unfortunately. What if we did some connecting roads down here? Right. So Nagoya-wise, it's coming down here. Which route would it go from 4 to 5? I think so. Get rid of number 1. Between number 3 and 4, go there. Avoid number 1. There we go. So that road comes through that way. Terminal-wise, so Madan and Dhaka will go on this side, so number 1 and 2. So Dhaka number 1, Madan number 2, and also Hong Kong number 3. And then number 4, number 5 are the ones that we want to avoid these being on. We don't have anything to cover over here, which is a bit annoying. So, which way are the lines going? They're all just using this main road. Well, that's a bit annoying, but it is how it is. This road's still pretty fast. So, maybe with time, when more of this turns into the residential roads, they'll slow down. Because currently they're 50 mile an hour instead of 37 mile an hour. The medium roads would be 31 through here. Maybe what we could do is change it so that this road goes through this way, and this one comes through. That could work. Make it faster. So if we connect that into there. What if we do that? Yep, now stuff uses that route. Good. interesting that it chooses to come down this way rather than going through this way. Like, why is it coming down that way and then coming back that way? Who knows? But that should make it a little bit better for this city at least, because at the moment it's on -20. Right. So we're kind of ready for trains now. If we were to put in a train line down here. Have to delete this road out because the train line needs to go that way. What are we gonna do here? That's quite nice. It naturally goes into a bridge when it's flat. So we can do line up to here, then merges to go into the bridge. Oh, what's happened here? Why did that turn into... Right. So if we were to go through here, if we remapped where all these roads were going, I mean, we could go over the top here. bridge pillar collision. Damn. Alright, we want to move this one. Through this area. So it does connect up all of these to all of these pretty much down this way. So I'm kind of thinking this is going to have to avoid these three over here. So if we went for a long route there, something like this. All right. That should come over there. Something like that. Right. So if we're reworking this lot, that's fine. So we'd want to test the one closest to this bridge pillar collision. Aha. There we go. So if we lower that in the middle a little bit, it restricts how much of a bridge pillar is needed. This can connect to up here. This down here. I feel annoyed because So we just put this road in, but if we take it out, we should be able to put in a bit of a larger one. So we're putting in a bigger road towards Dhaka. That way, hopefully, a lot more traffic will use this route through. We've also got the train station going in. The train station, but hey ho. The train station being so close to the main road is probably a bad idea. So if we did something like this, and then put this up in the middle, perhaps we could do a train route through, and then it would be on the correct side to go to Dhaka, because all of this bit is residential. So it's not my best work, but it'll do. We'll pop that in there. This road, in fact, it doesn't even need to go anywhere near this, does it? Because this is still connected as it is. So we do road coming out there, goes down to there in a nice sweeping bend. That should be quite high speed. And then it will just be all the way down a larger road. Let's use this so that this can be a bit of a nice bend there. Pop that in there. What we're going to do for up here? What are we going to do for up here? Hold on. Right. If we upgrade these roads, can't do it there, can't do it there. Okay, I have to rebuild this road. just delete that. Right. Interesting that it's doing a bridge. Why is it doing a bridge there? I mean, just do that. Okay. How far can we take it? There we go. It's all in. So if we do small country road connecting these two, but then this going down this way. Right, so we got this main road going through here. There we go. Right, so now we've got a train line down to Nagoya. If we put in road in like that, train line through here. This to then merge in there. There we go. Nice. These will merge down here. Something like this. Where's the connection there? Cool. So we have our first train route through from Delhi to Nagoya. I feel like if we've been able to sort this out, we'll be able to sort out a lot of other stuff. So what's going on here? Bricks. Ah, okay, yeah. So if we this bit. Like so. Then that's connected up there. We can use this if we want to. I feel like this shouldn't be lights. That needs to be lights because it's two-way. If it was just a T-junction, then it wouldn't. Okay. So now we need to think about Dhaka. Dhaka is a little bit tricky because the residential bit's right where we need to put the train line. I think maybe if we put it over here somewhere, but it's extremely uneven. Maybe if we did a straight line through. Problem is, with that going through like that, this will get away. Let's give it a try. Will it fit? No, not quite. Well, we'll need to remove that stuff anyway. For the glory of the train station. Alright, pop that in there, pop that over there. We need more money. We'll get it in just a second. There we go. So, there's some goods in here. Into there. $280. Might even be able to get the road up below that. Possibly. It's 280 because it's got to take out that road. This one. It's coming through. 130. We just got to get that money up. It's annoying, that building literally just built there. It's like the game is trying to screw with me. Right. We just gotta wait until we've got enough money. Oh, that one built now. Almost have enough. There we go. So, what are we gonna do here? I quite like that this is already down. Go across here. That's quite an expensive little turning. 210. Must be because it's got to build up the mound up to it. So 104,000. Just received a payday. So, would these just connect from there to there? No, this is just a bit too close. So we'll go across there. I almost feel like it looks a bit better doing that, so we'll do that. And it should be faster as well. the bridge only goes to certain speeds, so. What we could do is remove this connection here, have it come down to here, and then connect in here. So then effectively this bridge over. But anyway, that's not for today. I don't think it's needed. Right. Let's extend this out from too much slope. Well, it should be able to reach there. So if we extend this line, let's just pause it for a second. So after Delhi, it will need to go up to Nagoya, and then Dhaka, and then it would need to come back through Nagoya and Delhi. So it then goes up to Kawasaki. But this one will need to go to 1. And this one number 2. Dhaka shouldn't really matter, but it seems like it does. Number 2. There we go. Cool. Right. So some stops here. Some stops here. I don't know whether the stops after the station technically help. But it should just add to the amount of places that the train can stop going forward. Right. Cool. That is relatively all done. Where is the train? The first train. That's going up to Changsha. Well, stuff can start to go from Changsha to Dhaka, so I would imagine it will start to in time. This is a non-one-way, so that should help. This way. Train those should be able to get out there. Hey. That's pretty cool. We can connect these up underneath the bridge, and it doesn't affect it. Okay. If we were to do train tracks, would it be able to go underneath all of this? So it can't go underneath the factory. It can go under part of the... So it's just the factories it can't go under. interesting. What could we do? We could maybe have it come out this way. If we built this up a little bit, we might be able to build it out this way. And considering the train line already comes out that way, that would be quite beneficial. Create a bit of a cliff top pass through here. Just trying to make the angles a little bit better. We've run out of money. It does cost a lot to make these changes. To flatten it out a bit. It's going to cost a fair bit to sort this out, but effectively if we can bring the train route through here, then it should be able to link up pretty easily. This making quite a bit actually, and there's a lot more there that's just going down the pan because it's not going to where it needs to go. Oh, we don't have enough money. Yes, we did. What? That was a bit weird. Maybe we just dropped off a bunch of oil. I don't know. Right. So, how are these doing? They are having to wait, but not as bad as going without any stuff. Hopefully the more trucks we get shipping this fuel, the more money we'll make from it. Ah, I just thought we had to make this over. Maybe this could turn into a bit of a tunnel to come through to here, and then we can build a road over and put it on this side. But then it does mean that everything has to come over this way through the city, which is not beneficial. It's not the best, but it is what it is. Right, so if we start flattening stuff out here. Will the train line go around here? Yes. Cool. That would be the hardest bit to get that in. And then build this into down here. A little bit of bridge doesn't hurt. Oh. Put that in and then just lower a little bit. That goes underneath. Hey presto. So what we can do, what we can do is build this through the tunnel. There we go. So that's the first leg towards Medan. But first off, why don't we finish off what we're doing here? So put passenger building on this side. Oh, the train's here. Oh, we made it one bigger. Okay, make it the same size. So this will be where the guess we could split it out so the route through connects them up. Then, I mean, which lines go through from here? Light pink. It's probably Hong Kong and Medan only. So we would have 2 up here. Well, 2 plus the 2 for the circular lines. And then down here, how many does this run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So we could do 5 down here. In fact, we can just reduce what we've got there, maybe, or build it somewhere that's further away from the residential areas. Maybe further over here. So after 5 before 6, it needs to go into here. Before 4, after 5. It's not the most beautiful thing, but it'll mean that we can connect up this bit. about to do is remove this one entirely, and once it grows out this way, put one over here. I mean, we could just start putting that together, so So if we wanted to build in a depot over here for Medan and something like this. Put the exit there. So that's the entire route round. Number 3. And number 8. There we go. Down here, between number 6 and 7, goes up there. Number 4 and 5. If we take out this stop, then we'd need 5. So if we're removing Hong Kong and Nagoya to up here, or Medan, wasn't it? So we need to spread these out a bit. There we go. How many do we have up here now? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we would need a 7 down here. away. So we want to move these down here. Oh. Number 1 will be going through here instead, not through that. That one there. So if we pop these on those, then we can remove this. If we pop this as medium country road, make sure that this is not a traffic lights, please. There we go. And then we can make these trams. If I pop them here. Two trams onto these lines. Oh, that's a good point. I need to rename these. I haven't done that yet. So get rid of the buses, keep them as trams, make them the same colour as the lines. And then hopefully it might be a little bit better. are we going to do down here? It really depends what we can do with the tunnels. I have a funny feeling we won't be able to go underneath a factory. Which would mean it would need to be on this side. I swear we could go underneath here. So maybe it just needs to be far enough down, but it's going to make it quite tricky. What can we do? Wow, this is a lot of traffic. What's going on with this? Please don't tell me that just waiting for the... I should really take these off the main route through. So this is coming through this way. If we popped a train station here, we could pop the depot on the other side. Let's just see whether we would be able to go into a tunnel from here. If we were going to do it here, it would have to be... How far does it have to go into a tunnel? Right. That would just about do it. So, what we could do is tunnel underneath here. Can we tunnel underneath on the other side? If we were to go as far down as possible. No. No, we cannot. That's annoying. What if we went into a bit of a turn? go any further down? No. If we try on this side, might be able to go around this. Nope. I'm not too sure what we can do here. Hong Kong is a tricky one. One thing we can do is bring this road out this way. Something like this. This will feed into there. And then if we put this right. Could this work? So if we went that way, the oil wells would cause issues. I'm genuinely stumped. I don't know what we can do here. I don't think there's a lot that we can do, unfortunately. Potentially, if we flatten out this area out here. We could build So it would go over, but then go into a tunnel. Something like that. And that way, it avoids the residential area in Medan. And then, what about this side? Can we get this to go into a tunnel? Yes, we can. This could work. This could really work. Okay. It was a bit of a long shot, I didn't think it would. And I bet this won't fit now. Right, so that would go in there, that would go in there, that will merge there, this will merge, well, it'll have to merge at some point. Where's this will merge? There. Okay. How's that do? Going down that way. We'll build a tunnel up over here, and then it'll go underneath the city towards a train station. Whoops, that wasn't what I meant to do. I kind of just want to point it in this direction to then go straight to there. Right. So that to where is the tunnel? There we go. We'll then just need to split off from here. Right, blimey, this is probably the hardest train station to put in I've had in a long time. So if we So then if we put in this station, let's just test that that will connect. It should do, and if it doesn't, we can push it back further. In fact, it may be best to so there's a bit more merge around this point. Hopefully this is enough space for a tunnel on this side. If it's not, then that would be a bit poop. We'll find out. So, if we push it up, that's about as far up as it can go. Need more money. There it is. This one needs to connect into there. If we delete this back a little bit. 1.046. This is the hard bit, at least, over and done with. And then hopefully we can get the circular route through the entire area on this map. Or on this island, I should say. Not the map, it's a lot bigger than this. Sorted. Alright. So, I hate having to put in a tunnel, but it's the only way it's going to work, so... If we link up this side, we want this to go... Do we want it to go underground here? That's going to be tricky for it to go underground there. Whereas going here, no. For it to go underground here shouldn't be as much of an issue. Right. Considering it needs to meet up here, should be fine for it to go down. Ooh, I wonder how far down it needs to go to cross the bay. Probably quite low, so if we keep it like that. Oh dear. That's not low enough. Yeah, it needs to go lower. How are we going to manage that? This. So if we go from here, link up on this tunnel, and we want to go underneath all this. It can't do it here. That's as low as it can go, and it's still trying to do a bridge. What can we do? What can we do? Where's the... This is the lowest point. This is actually the highest point. So if we tried to do a turn back and go around where the bridge is going, it may be able to go underneath at that point. So we want to go down, as far down as it'll go. There's less of a gap, but it's still a gap that we can't get past. We could move this train station across. That'll give us a lot more space to go underground from there. That's about the only thing we can do, unfortunately. Oh, it's very annoying. We just pull this stuff in. This isn't residential, is it? No, it is starting to be over there though. If we try it from here. Still not low enough. It's getting there though. That gap is definitely getting smaller. We could try raising the bottom of this a little bit. That might help. Just a bit tricky to know where. Oh, we literally have no money at this point. Let's go right I think we're just going to have to raise it up a bit. And this is the closest part, so... Hold on, we also want to remove this. may have to go more straight through that way. So if we... until there is no turning there. That's a bit troublesome, isn't it? Because we've just taken out the connection here. Shoot. Right. Let's just speed up time a bit to get some more money through. Wow, look at this queue. Blimey. That might just be enough to make this tunnel go through. So, if we turn that on... No, it needs to be way lower than that. So that's roughly where it would need to be. So at least we know we have a target to aim for. So if we take that and plug it up here, if we turn off this ley lines, aha! That actually goes in quite well, to be fair. So then, on the other side, let's first put in this one. $1.3 million. Just waiting for some money to come in. There we go. Waiting for a little bit of money, and all of a sudden a massive wad comes in. Typical, isn't it? Right, okay. This is connected up to this point. So, first off, I want to try and connect this as close as possible to where this connection is, just because this is where we just built this up. So if we try and connect that to that, too much slope and collision. Aha! That works. In fact, it's coming through there. Too much slope. So if we take it back a little bit, just a tiny bit. Then that should be far enough. Yeah. Ah, nice. We can even use that tunnel bit to put the road in there. Nice. Okay. So if we do this train station. Put in the platforms on the other end. Put in the underpass and the roof. And then we do this going to there, and we just need to tweak it slightly so that it doesn't come up here. So push that down a little bit, like so, and voila, it's in. I genuinely can't believe it. We've actually been able to do it. That's all in like that. Good stuff. Well, if we pop that in there. Take this down and merge it underneath. And now, hopefully, final piece in the jigsaw. Will that match that? No, it won't. Ah, bum. What can we do? This goes across here. Maybe it can come out this way. In fact, what if we... That reaches that, which will do. It'll have to do. Cool. So, we need to, first off, from Ankara, so we need to remove the route back. So Delhi, Kawasaki, Ankara. This will literally just be going one way around. There we go. Medan. I haven't done this bit. That's fine. There we go. It's sorted. Dhaka needs to go to number 1. So intercity. This goes clockwise. Should we call this maybe first peak? And then we'll have a second line. Might as well start it in carat as the other one does. Alright, this should be on number 1. Which means this should be on number 2. Hong Kong, number 2. Medan, number 2. Dhaka, number 2. All these just need to be on the other side. And then it connects. So Shangsha, number 2, number 1. Why is that not linking? What's that about? Why is it not linking? Aha! There we go. It's always the simple things, isn't it? There we go. So, if we take the name of this one, we know the other one is counterclockwise. We can call it as such. We just need to get one of those trains. Which, to be fair, I don't think we'll have enough money for. We'll need 11 million. Whew, blimey. Oh. While we're waiting for that, we can change these to double slip switches. We can take out the things that we've put in place to make them be able to cross over. Like that. And like this. What route is this taking? It's not too bad actually coming down that way. Right. If we're gonna do this, we should probably do it to be the right colour. This is gonna be 11.5 million. So we need 1 million more. Just over 500,000 more. almost there. There we go. Awesome. Oh, I'm really glad we got that in, because I kind of didn't think we would be able to. But we managed it. It was tricky and had its own set of surprises, but we managed it. So I'm really happy with that. The brick line goes that way as well, doesn't it? Of course it does. That makes sense. So now we can start to see the first train line going round. Oh, blimey, it's already round there. It's a very quick train. We do need to connect these in, so... So it's a bit out of town, but it'll work. We're almost there now. Just need to do this and the other side. On Medan's side. This will all be plumbed in. Pretty nuts, really. need to go to number 1. Nagoya. Number 2, we want Medan and darker on number 8 and 9. There we go. Then we just need to pop in this one. Ooh, that might be a bit of an issue. Doesn't fit. We could move the road. How weird. Wonder why it's done that. So if we upgraded it to medium road through. The only issue is up here. These are too close together. So we might just have to keep it like that. Road-wise. So we just need to pop these in here and then we'll be done. Lower Medan. Medan east. So that allows us to then remove select Rome as it should there. So Dhaka would need to go this way. Where is Dhaka? Dhaka. And Nagoya would probably have to go that way as well. And then the other ones can just go on. Like that. I don't know whether it really matters which way around they go for those because they're just turning around, aren't they? I think. Oh no, they're not. They're actually going all the way through. Right, that one on number 6 and this one on number 7. There we go. Good. Cool. Well, that's it all in. That's the train line all done. We got one going clockwise, one going counterclockwise, and they're going to all cities. So yeah, it's all done. It's been quite tricky. I'm not gonna lie. It's been quite a tricky one here in particular with trying to get it underneath this bay. But it shouldn't really affect it at all because navigable water is still fine. There's plenty of navigable water with this suspension bridge. They're really good for boats going underneath. And ultimately, we've connected up the entire area with trains. So I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy that we've been able to get it sorted and get it all through. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching. I think I'm going to call it here. It's been a long episode and not the easiest one to get through. So thanks for joining me, and until next time, have a good one. Bye.